Hi, I'm Sophia, and this is my workshop assistant, Enzo. Enzo, say hello. Today, we are going to build a ping pong ball shooter. We're going to put our ping pong ball in and shoot it just like this. And while we're doing that, we're going to get to learn about conservation of energy. Now, if you have my kit, you're going to need to grab bag 1 and your everything bag. If you don't have my kit, no worries, you could probably find all the materials around your house. Let's build it. Let's get started. For this project, you're going to need a plastic bottle. I'm using a Gatorade bottle, but any firm plastic will work. You'll need a ping pong ball, 2 or more rubber bands, a pair of scissors, about 2 feet of string, and some beads. If you don't have any beads, you can also use a rock or any type of object that's round and has mass. Let's get started. The first thing you're going to do is take your plastic bottle and take the lid off. Then what you need to do is poke a hole in the center of this lid. I used a nail like this one, but you can use scissors or any sharp object to make this little hole. If you don't think you can do it, grab a parent and they can help you. After you poke the hole, your cap should look like this. Then you need to cut your bottle. All you need to do is cut the bottom part of your bottle off to give a place for the ball to go in. After you cut your bottle, it should look like this. The piece you have left looks like this, and you won't need it again. Now that you have your cap and your bottle, you have to cut the slits for the rubber bands. If you have my kit, these slits will already be cut, but if you don't, you can see there are 4 slits and they're each across from each other. So I have 1 here, turn it 90 degrees, 1 here, 90 degrees, 1 here, 90 degrees, 1 here. Now we're ready to assemble. Grab your rubber bands, your string, and a middle size of bead. I'm going to use this one. The first thing you want to do is take your string and put it through the cap of your bottle. After that, put the string into the bottle and screw the cap on. This will help make the process easier later. Then, you're going to want to put the rubber bands onto your bottle. Choose one kind and set the other aside for later. I'm going to use these blue ones. The easiest way to do this is to put the rubber band in one slot first, then stretch it over and put it in the other slot second. Repeat the process on the other 2 slots. Now this is the tricky part. What you have to do is feed your string through your bottle so you can have it on this side. Then you need to tie this string around both of these rubber bands. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it around like this, and then I'm going to put the end of the string through the hole like that, and then I'll pull it tight. As you can see, now my string is wrapped around my rubber bands, and I can pull and it doesn't come undone. Finally, our last step is to put our bead on the other end of our string. So take the side that's coming out of the water bottle and feed the bead through the string. I'm gonna put my bead about 6 inches away from the cap of my water bottle, about that far. And I'm just gonna tie a knot around the bead. And there we go. We've assembled our ping pong ball launcher. Look, we built it. Now this project is really fun to shoot, but make sure not to shoot it at anybody's person or face. Now we can learn a lot more about conservation of energy the more experiments we do with this project. So let's go experiment. Okay everyone, it's time to experiment. For the 3 tests, we're going to be changing the distance we pull our bead back from our ping pong ball shooter. So this would be a short pull, a medium pull, and a long pull, but we're going to mark it with a Sharpie. I'm going to start with a short pull, then I'll move to a medium pull and a long pull. For our observations, we're going to start with a short pull and we're going to see how far our ping pong ball goes. Then we're going to repeat the experiment for the medium pull and the long pull. The way I'm going to measure it is I'm going to measure how many sidewalk squares my ping pong ball goes for each pull. And once I record my observations, we're going to see which pull shoots the ping pong ball the furthest. The way I'm going to measure it is I'm going to mark on my string what my long pull is, my medium pull, and my small pull, short pull. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to pull this, then I'm going to grab, this might be kind of hard, I'm going to grab it with my other fingers, and then I'm going to mark on my string where that point is. And then I'll let it go back inside my bottle. Now I'm going to do my short pull. You might need help with this, it's kind of hard. I'm going to mark it on my string, just like that. And then I'm going to do my medium pull. So I'm just going to pull it all the way out. I'm going to see where my middle is. I'm going to hold it and then mark it right there. So when you finish, you should be able to see on your string 3 different pull marks. A short one, a medium one, and a long one. Let's test it. Okay, it's time for the first test. I'm starting with the short pull. I'm going to shoot the ping pong ball and see how many sidewalk squares it goes. I'm going to pull back to my short pull mark. 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, that went about 3/4 of a sidewalk square. I'm going to write it down in my observation table. Now I'm going to do my medium pull. I'm going to make sure I stay in the exact same spot as before so my test is accurate. I drew a purple line right here in chalk to make sure. Okay, medium pull test. Ready, set, go! Okay, that one went 1, 2 sidewalk squares. I'm going to make sure to record that in my table. Time for the long pull test. The short pull went 3/4 of a sidewalk square, and the medium pull went 2 sidewalk squares. I wonder what the long pull will do. Make a hypothesis of whether you think the ping pong ball will travel further with the long pull or not as far with the long pull. When doing an experiment, making a hypothesis is like making a guess. You see what has happened before and you try to guess what's going to happen next. My guess is that the long pull will make the ping pong ball fly further than the medium pull. Let's test it. 3, 2, 1. Wow, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4 sidewalk squares. I'm going to be sure to record it in my table. Look at your observations. Was your hypothesis correct? If so, why? With the string and the rubber bands, you're working with a scientific concept called conservation of energy. The further you pull back your bead and the further you pull your string, the more energy you're putting into your rubber bands. The more energy you put into your rubber bands, the more energy the rubber bands will put into the ping pong ball, which makes it fly further. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed making this ping pong ball shooter. I'm going to remind you one more time not to shoot it at any people because it can hurt. And I really hope you enjoyed and learned something new. Look, you built it.